From the studios of KENW on the campus of Eastern New Mexico University, it's You Should Know, featuring the people and events of Eastern New Mexico and West Texas.
With me right now is Arthur Garcia. Arthur is State Director for USDA Rural Development, and he has experience, has been an administrator of Rural Housing Service in Washington, D.C. He worked with the U.S. Treasury Department, and he was also the Director for Housing at USDA for New Mexico before that. So you've had lots of experience with housing, a little banking too, I think.
A little banking. I'm a recovering banker. I had some banking experience, but I'm starting to feel old now that they read all of those things that I've been involved in. Yeah. But thank you, Don.
You're welcome. And we're here to talk about National Home Ownership Month.
Right.
So tell me about how it got started and what's important about it.
Okay. National Home Ownership Month is a great time for me of the year because it really celebrates people having their own home, the American dream. And it started back in 1997 when we realized the benefits of home ownership, how important it is to families to have their own home, the benefits to kids, they do better in school, families come together and the home is your meeting place where you have the core of your family. And so back in 1997, it was decided that government-wide, we were going to celebrate that. And so that was the genesis or the beginning of Home Ownership Month. And it has been something that we've done every year since. In 2001, there was a proclamation from the White House that came out and said, all of June is going to be Home Ownership Month. And in fact, at that time, President Bush went to Atlanta with heads of HUD, USDA, and other agencies, nonprofits, and they proclaimed that home ownership was a key to our economy and a key to building families. And so Home Ownership Month was then all of the month of June. And this year, the White House issued a proclamation that, again, June will be Home Ownership Month. So we're jumping in with both feet at USDA Rural Development, and we're ready to celebrate.
Good. You have lots of activities going on statewide. People will be able to check that on their local news media. Let's talk about how good it is for a community to have homeowners.
Absolutely, and that's a great point. There are all the things that stem. Think about when you buy a house. You have to run out and buy a hose, and you buy some furniture, and then you start paying taxes. And all these things filter out in a domino effect into your community. And they benefit your community, help your community to grow. The infrastructure is usually built around these communities. And so we realize at USDA that it is a community thing. Homes are community things. And so we are going to be celebrating this year our self-help programs. Yeah, and self-help is a wonderful program. It comes out of the tradition of the old barn raising, in rural America. And so the self-help program allows families to get together under the supervision of a licensed contractor sponsored by a nonprofit organization, and we provide them with a grant to organize these families, and then the families build these houses. So you and I would be part of a self-help group. I'd come and help you do the tile. You'd come and help me, hammer some boards or paint or whatever, and together we build this community of like 12, 13 families together. And then the next group comes in, so that you've built a really strong community. People identify with the community, take good care of their community, and they know each other because, Don, I helped you put your sink in, or whatever.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Well, yes, and this is really great for the purpose of your organization, which is to make life better in rural New Mexico in this case. And so that all that working together, then we called it neighboring back when I was a kid. That neighboring really helps make everybody feel good. And lots of smiles on the face and wave at the people. People are surprised when they come to New Mexico and they're driving through the state and people wave at them.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
What is that all about? I don't
That's
know.
because we're friendly
That's
here.
right.
That's funny. Well, your organization does so many good things.
Thank you.
But I think that the housing part of it
Right.
is really special. Now,
Right.
in just a few minutes, we're going to have a couple of people on
Right.
here.
Right.
Tell me a little about the two ladies
Okay.
that I'll be talking with.
Yeah, the only key to success that I've ever had is to surround myself with smart people, and these are two very smart people that you're going to be talking to. Samantha Martinez is the director of housing for New Mexico for USDA Rural Development. She's very involved on a daily basis in terms of helping people to gain home ownership, and just is a tremendous asset to the agency. And we believe in partnerships, and one of the best partnerships that we've ever had is the MFA, the Mortgage Finance Authority, and Teri Baca has been a strong advocate now for a number of years, and we usually partner with them during Homeownership Month to bring out awareness of our programs and awareness of how our two programs can work together to provide home ownership.
Great,
Yeah.
great. Well, let's just so that we get it done twice. We'll do it at the end of the interview that we do to the two ladies.
Okay.
But let's tell people how they can get in contact with your organization
Okay.
anywhere in the state.
Anywhere in the state. We have, you can get on our website, just Google USDA Rural Development New Mexico, and immediately will pop up our website. And it has click-on buttons to contact us and to learn about our programs, has our contact information on there. In addition, if you're not a computer guy, like my dad, then you can call 505-761-4950. And that'll hook you right into our state office, and then from there we can direct you to the local person that can help you own a home.
Okay. Yeah. Well, great. We're going to pause now, and my next two guests will talk about programs that you have that will help people get into that home.
Great. Thank you, Don.
With me now are Samantha Martinez and Teri Baca, and we want to start by introducing Samantha, and we're going to ask her a question or two first. Samantha, you're with U.S. Rural Development Housing Program, and you're the director there.
That's correct.
Can you tell me what type of housing programs the USDA has?
So USDA has several housing programs. We have our housing program breaks into two. We have multifamily housing, where we can assist with properties and tenants with affordable rental units and different things of that nature. And then we have single-family housing, where we can help individuals become homeowners or help homeowners repair their home and maybe make different modifications to their home.
Okay, and then seated next to Samantha is Teri Baca, and Teri is a home ownership representative. And Teri, what kind of things do you do to help people get into houses?
Well, MFA provides down payment assistance and affordable mortgages for first-time as well as non-first-time home buyers.
Okay. Now, I'll throw this up for both of you. How do you feel about having a whole month for talking about home ownership and in the United States and how important it is for America? How does that make, in your jobs, how does that make you feel?
It's a wonderful time of year, and I'm sure Samantha feels the same way. We celebrate home ownership every day of the year because that's what we do. So it's really nice to get the recognition on a national and state and local level. So we spend our time traveling the state and promoting the word about home ownership.
I agree with Teri. Homeownership is fantastic, and it is something that should be celebrated 365 days a year, but we'll most definitely take advantage of June to get the word out and to get people motivated and realize that anybody can be a homeowner. It's a goal just like anything else, and we're here to help make that happen.
Okay, and how long has USDA been helping people with home ownership?
USDA Rural Development has been helping people with homes for about 71 years. And we've had a presence under a couple different names. Some people still know us as the Farmers Home Administration, and then we became Rural Development in the 90s. So we've been around a while, but only as rural development for a little over 20 years. Same programs, same help to the rural communities, just under a different name.
Great. And Teri, what kinds of things do you do to help USDA with their programs?
Well, USDA programs provide 100% financing. So a person getting one of their loans does not need down payment assistance, but on occasion they need assistance paying for their closing costs, their appraisals and things like that. So MFA has a program that offers a small second mortgage that's structured affordably that would give somebody that money up front so they could get into homeownership and then not have to worry about saving that money before making that move.
So in other words, somebody who, a regular home buyer that can afford it and is in that kind of shape might be paying $1,500 a month, and someone doing what you're talking about would be like $200.
Relatively speaking, yes.
Cut it down considerably so that those people can afford to get into that house.
Yes, our programs are designed with family budget in mind, and we realize a lot of families are living paycheck to paycheck, and they might have good credit and have the goal of owning a home, but they just, something happens every month. Life happens. They can't find that extra few dollars to put away in savings and build up. So this allows them to purchase today, start building their equity, and enjoying the benefits of homeownership.
Okay. Well, if I walked into USDA and I said, I'd like to get a house, but I just don't know how to start. What kinds of things would you start telling me?
So before I started asking you questions for you to feel scared and run away, I would tell you we have three popular programs that are available to the public. We have our first program, which is our 502 Direct program, where USDA is your lender. You come directly to us, and we help fund your home and get you into that home. We have our 502 Guarantee program, which is meant for more moderate income, where we would send you to what we call a USDA-approved lender. They would go in, they would work with you, they'd set the loan out, and we'd guarantee that loan at 90% for that lender. And that's how the loan would be able to move forward. And our last program is for individuals who are already homeowners, and we can help with loans and grants to help repair your home. And it could be a 20% loan at 1%, or $20,000 loan at 1% for 20 years, which is very affordable, or a combination with a $7,500 grant if you're over the age of 62 for low-income homeowners. And we can help repair roofs, we can replace furnaces, we can make your home handicap accessible. There are several things that we can do to help homeowners keep them happy in their home. So then I would look at an individual situation more specifically to determine their income, their credit, and which program is the best fit for them.
Okay, let's pause just a second here and define rural for everybody, because there are people living in the big cities don't qualify for some of these things. What does your town have to be for you to qualify for a USDA rural development loan?
So generally speaking, we define rural at 10,000 for housing. Luckily, throughout the years, our agency has been very active in trying to keep areas rural, because the majority of New Mexico is rural. So there are many areas that have been grandfathered in, or things have been taken into consideration. And so that 10,000 rule is not hard fast. It's something we try to work around. We have a map online. You can go in, you can take a look, and we can map individual areas to determine whether an area that you're interested in is considered rural. Generally speaking, the larger cities are the only areas that are not eligible for our program. So if you want to live in Albuquerque, Las Cruces, Santa Fe, Farmington, Clovis, those are all areas that we can't assist. But generally speaking, areas outside of that are eligible for our programs.
Yeah, I can tell you that the majority of, in our viewing area here on the eastern side, the majority of our communities are qualified for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Portales is an eligible area, and surrounding. Clovis would be your closest area that for our programs wouldn't be a fit. Yeah. We never want to turn people away, though. We can always educate them on homeownership, the benefits thereof, and send them to a program that may be a better fit for them. So that they can live in the area that they want to live in.
Okay, and let's say I want to buy a home in 5 years. I I just got married. We don't have any children yet, but the two of us are thinking about we want to get a home in 5 years. What sorts of things should I start planning?
Well, there are some basic things that a smart person would do, and that is get on a budget, a written budget, and be focused and save money every month, whether it's $10 to start with, just some consistency. Develop the habit is the really important thing. And then not incur debt. Most of us have debt or have had at one time or another, and I would just encourage folks in that position that you described to not incur debt. Try to cash flow things instead of going out to buy that new car on a 5, 6, or 7 year contract. Look for a good, modest, affordable used car. Pay cash for it or get a very short-term loan. And because anything that a person gets credit for, such as a nice car, is going to take away from the buying power potentially from that home they want to buy someday, because the budget's only so big, and a certain portion can go for housing and a certain portion has to cover the rest of the things. So I would say those are the two most important things, is just be focused, stay on budget, and save.
Okay, and let's talk about the guaranteed loan program. Can you tell me how that works, and what's it like working with all those different banks and lending organizations for
Well,
you?
it's fantastic. We're happy to help wherever we can. Our guaranteed loan program is meant for our more moderate income individuals. So maybe they're not considered low income and they can't come to us directly. But maybe they still would like to have some of those benefits of a USDA loan, and we can extend those to them with a guarantee. The guarantee is for moderate income, and what we generally do is we finance 101%. We finance 101% of the value of a home so that they can finance the entire 100% of the loan. And then they're going to see a guarantee fee from us of 1%, and we'll also factor that into the loan, and we can finance that. A 1% guarantee fee may sound like a lot, but I can assure you that when you break it down to a monthly payment, it'll be much less than any private mortgage insurance or any other fee that you may see with a different program.
Yeah, very good. And we've been for a long time in a period when home loans the interest is not really high. I am old enough to remember when you paid 18% on a mortgage, which was kind of took your breath away. But it is now still a good time for if people want to get a home. Should they do it now?
18% should still make you nervous. You don't want to sign any loan docs at 18% anymore. Generally speaking, we're looking at about 5% roundabout. I mean, there's months where you may get a little lower and months where it may just be a tad higher. But 5 to 6%, I think, is...
Okay. And tell me about how other people are saying, well, these people are just kind of giving money to these people to buy houses. But how do you do on collecting on these loans? This is not money that's just taken out of a taxpayer's pocket and given to these people. They pay it back, don't they?
Absolutely, absolutely they do. They have a monthly mortgage just like anybody else. And so at the end of their loan term, we've been paid in full just like a private institution. And if, somebody decides that they don't want their home anymore, then those homes are resold and given to somebody else. They have to, the loan terms have to be met.
Now, here's something. If they become successful, they get advances in their job, they can keep that first home that they paid for and rent it and also have some income, right? Absolutely.
So we have certain rules over the course of the loan that have to be met. But once the loan is paid in full, the home is theirs. And they can use it as an asset. They can sell it. They can rent it. Absolutely. It becomes an asset for them as a family and for their future planning, or depending upon what their new goals are after they've paid their home.
Yeah. I can say, having planned a retirement and worked on that kind of thing, that a little bit of extra, like owning a rent house, would be really nice, along with that Social Security check and maybe the retirement if you were lucky enough to work for an organization that had retirement. It's a really nice thing.
Absolutely, absolutely, it is.
Oh, okay. And now, who should contact either one of you? Who are the people
I
that
can
need to
start
get
with
in
that.
touch with you? Let's talk about average clients of yours.
Okay. Well, I would say anybody that has the dream of home ownership and is serious about it certainly should call and find out exactly how they can get on that path. We're all starting from a different place, and so you might not be as far down that path as the next guy, but today is your starting point. And so I would be happy to give out my number for those that want to speak to me. I'm sure that Samantha would as well. We work through a network of approved eligible lenders, and we have lenders right here in this community. We have a list on our website, so someone could certainly start by sitting down with one of our eligible lenders.
And are the lenders, do they appreciate what you all do for them?
Absolutely. We couldn't do what we do without them. It's a partnership. We need the partnership of USDA. We need the partnership of our lenders, our realtors, our nonprofit agencies. So they certainly do, as do we.
And you all do better than other lending organizations. We heard about Fannie Mae having trouble, those kinds of things in the past, but USDA has done a terrific job. Am I correct about that?
We are. We have a very healthy portfolio, and we look forward to continuing to do business with New Mexico.
Very good, very good. And once again, let's explain to people that if they're planning to get a home and they're worried that they're not making enough money, there's no way they can do this, they should come and talk to you. Maybe there is a way.
Absolutely, they should. Knowledge is power. So come stop at one of our local offices. We have one in Las Cruces, one in Albuquerque, one in Roswell, and one in Aztec. And ask for the local single-family housing representative so that we can chat with them to see what may be a good fit or a good goal for them. It may be today or it may be tomorrow, but we can get them on a plan and get them prepared for home ownership.
Okay. Well, what will the two of you be doing during Home Ownership Month? What sorts of activities do you participate in June?
Well, there are things like groundbreakings and ribbon cuttings and celebrations of individuals who purchased a home perhaps last year, and just to celebrate their success and to inspire others. So these events generally are open to the public. We encourage everybody to attend. I think USDA will have a list or a schedule on their website, I believe. If not, I think Samantha can provide that.
Absolutely. So we have a few events planned in June, and if you call or stop in one of our local offices, we can give you information. But if you are in the Deming area, the Columbus area, or the Zuni area in June, then you should definitely check to see if we'll be there the same time that you will, so you can stop and join us to celebrate Home Ownership Month.
They'll get to stop by and say hi to you, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'll be wonderful. Okay, well let's tell people how they can contact you. We will have had that information up on the screen for them already.
Absolutely. So you can find us online, USDA.gov. You can Google that and find New Mexico specific information. You can call our main line at 505-761-4950. Or if you've seen a little USDA rural development sign in your neighborhood, then you can stop on in one of our local offices as well.
Okay. Well, thank you both very much for being here. Hope you have a good month and a good year for both of you. And it's a wonderful cause. Home ownership is very important for families, especially in America, and it's part of America. It's like apple pie and mom and all of those good things that we do with our relatives. So thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
You're certainly welcome.